Hello, this is Sandra Visser from Sandra Visser Academic Life Coaching. Today we're going to talk about process versus product, and this is something that I find extremely valuable. And I've learned this through the course Learning How to Learn by Barbara Oakley, and they distinguish between processes and product as follow. Now, let's start by talking about procrastination. Now, this is the action of delaying or postponing something, and we all been there. We need to turn in a history essay or a marketing plan or whatever the task is. But for some reason, we are thinking, I will do it tomorrow or next week. Now, in Learning to Learn, they talk about the zombies. On the one side, you've got your history task that needs to be done. And on the other side, you've got all this procrastination, like your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitter. And while you know you need to get going with this essay, you are kept busy by all this social media. Now, what works for me is, and this is what Barbara mentioned, is differentiating between the process and the product. The process means the flow of time and the habits that associated with that flow of time. So the process is you getting started on your project, even if it's only for 20 minutes. The product is that homework assignment or that task, that big end result. Now, how you can fight this procrastination is by not focusing on the product, but on the process. So set aside every day small chunks of time over weeks or even weeks to answer certain questions or prepare yourself for this test. Here's an example of a task. This is a rather lengthy essay regarding Vikings, and there's a section A, B, and there's 4 smaller sections. Now what you can do is divide the sections or the smaller parts onto your calendar. I use the Google Calendar. You can use your diary, any form that works for you, that you visually stipulate that time I'm going to do that small chunk of work. I also use the Pomodoro technique. This works for me, and why it works is because it sets out small chunks of time. So you pick a task, like for example, if we go back to the essay, let's say you've got 4 sections that you need to complete. You set your little timer. This could be a simple kitchen timer. I use like a kitchen timer that's shaped like a cupcake. And you set it on 25 minutes. In those 25 minutes, there's no distractions allowed. You mission with that task. Even if it's not your best work, just get going. Then stop and give yourself like a 5-minute or 10-minute break. Go back to work. Then after 4 Pomodoro times of 25 minutes each, you stop and you call it a day. Tomorrow you can continue with the rest. And this is simply a process that works for me, not focusing on the end product, but on the process.